Hi everybody, and welcome to the latest episode of Triple K. Today is a very special episode close to my white people heart of Cinco de Mayo. I love margaritas and tacos. Most white people do. I'm sure there's an actual reason to celebrate Cinco de Mayo, but as a white person, I don't know what that is. So I just celebrate by drinking margaritas. So today we are going to make margaritas and guacamole. And I had a thing to measure things with, but it appears to have disappeared. As we all know, this show is the height of preparedness. BRB. So, the first thing we're going to do is make my margarita, because I will not be making any food unless I'm drinking while making it to celebrate this Cinco de Mayo. I would like to start off by mentioning I'm wearing a very festive Cinco de Mayo shirt. It has koi fish. As we all know, the koi fish is native to Mexico and therefore is relevant. It's just the only festive shirt I own. Let's be real here. This is as festive as it gets, guys, okay? So, anywho, we're gonna start off by, we have this glass here. I like to use a small glass filled with ice because the margaritas that I make may possibly kill you. So it's better to have a smaller glass to drink it from that will kill you less slowly and will force you to make a new one in the time it'll kill you. Anyways, so I have some Jose Cuervo Gold. Now I know what you're thinking, anejo tequila, but me and Billy's family's favorite Mexican restaurant, we've observed them in their natural habitat making margaritas, because they make it into this enormous thermos where they just have the bottle just like tipped upside down, just dumping in a whole, oh my god, it's leaking. Somebody didn't twist it back on all the way, where it's just dumping the whole thing of tequila into this huge thermos that they make the margaritas in. It's a magical thing to observe in all reality. So, Jose Cuervo Gold. And we are gonna do, bear with me, 3 turns of this dude. Not gonna lie, I normally don't measure them, but for the sake of you learning how to make it, we gonna do it. In all reality, I've already lost count. That looks like probably 3. So over here, I have some triple sec. Not very much, I'm almost out. There's a couple of, like, triple sec is meant to sweeten your margarita, which there's a couple of different ways you can do that. Like they have like that sweetened lime juice that you can use instead, which is a delightful option, but I'm out of that. So triple sec is also a delightful option. So we're gonna do that. We're just gonna do 1 turn of that. And then we're gonna finish it off with 1 turn of lime juice. Allegedly, Billy had to fight a 90-year-old woman to the death in the grocery store for this. 'Cause that's what heroes do. So we've done all that. This is how much it fills up. It's about that tall. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna top it off with a little bit of soda. You don't have to top it off with soda. I know Billy uses club soda. I'll use like a diet soda for mine. But our favorite Mexican restaurant that I mentioned previously uses Sprite. Just to like give it a little sweet something something. Since I'm so prepared, I had to go get this out of the fridge because I forgot about it. Then out my metal straw and I stir it. Look at that. And if you're feeling extra, you can put a lime in it. You probably should. Extra lime is always great. But like I said, we're in a quarantine. This is Triple K over here. And we don't have a lime. So just gonna have to drink it without one. Delicious. Might kill a horse. Can confirm. Alright, cool. So now that I have my drink made, I can proceed with the food aspect of this episode, which is making guacamole. One of the most sacred food items of Mexican food. It's so good. I love guacamole. Billy doesn't. It's because he's awful. So, I have this avocado. That's the main ingredient of guacamole. If you didn't know that, you may not enjoy this. But got a butter knife because, as we all know, my favorite kitchen utensils are basic dinner utensils. So I have a butter knife. I'm going to cut it in half. Maybe. It's pretty dense. So I'm going to cut it in half around the pit. And then, behold, avocado halved. I'm going to take this half first. And I am going to just cut it into lines down one way. And then make perpendicular lines the other way. I'm going to try and just like make really small, little tiny itty bitty sections so that it'll make it easier to mash when I remove the avocado meat. Cool. So we have that one almost done. Just touch my nose, special warning. Remember not to touch your face because we're in quarantine for a serious pandemic where serious disease spreads and kills people. So, to take out the pit, this is a nifty trick that I learned. You could remove a thumb doing it if you don't do it right. But if you do it right, it removes the pit really easy peasy. So, I'm taking my knife and pushing it into the pit with my thumb. And then what I do is I twist the knife. And look at that. Look at that. The pit has been removed. Bless this day. So now I'm going to do the same thing I did to the other half of the avocado, where I just cut in really thin lines down one way, making thin slices, and then I cut it perpendicular the other way. My God, look at this. Look at this avocado, you guys. That's a majestic avocado. Look at that. That's so good. So, our next step is to remove the avocado from the skin. I wanted to say shell, but I knew that wasn't right. So, and then we're going to do the other half, now that we've removed the first half. Boom. Avocado's so good. Alright, cool. So then the next part that we're going to do is we're going to add our seasonings. We are going to add, this is a little weird, okay? But I like to add like a smidge of oregano. These are not, so we're going to add oregano, salt, and lime juice. And I wouldn't really measure them because they're more like it's just like a dash. So just like, depending on your oregano container and whether or not it's empty, just like a light layer on top. Okay, mine's really almost empty. But like 1/8 of a teaspoon, thereabouts. ounce, I guess is how we would describe that. I had the salt set out for my use, but it got moved by someone else. I'll just go get it. So I have a pink Himalayan salt grinder. I'm gonna do like quite a few turns because I kind of like my guacamole a little salty. But like I said, you just need like a couple dashes of salt and that'll do her. And then just like a small, just like a splash of lime juice. You don't need a lot because it can get hella citrusy hella fast. So I'm also gonna get out my other favorite kitchen utensil, a fork. We all love the fork. Fork's our favorite. So now that I've got my seasonings in there, and I'm gonna smash this. Just make a nice mash. Forks are good for mashing. There's like all sorts of like devices you can buy online that you can use that'll cut and mash your avocados to make guacamole. And you know, they end up in my online shopping cart sometimes, but I can never bring myself to buy them because why mess with what works, you know? Me and the fork and the knife and the spoon, we got something good going. I don't need to ruin that. Like, it may be a weird foursome of utensils and a person, but we're meant to be together. So I'm really trying to get it to like a really nice creamy consistency that is not all over my counter, but is in the bowl. I may have chosen a smaller bowl than I normally do. I also only am making enough guacamole out of one avocado, which is not a lot in the spectrum of people who love guacamole. God, this avocado was just so perfect. It was just so ripe. It was ready. That's why it's kind of dark, because I had to mobilize. I had to mobilize quickly in order to make this video because, you know, avocados only last so long and its time came. We have got a nice, smooth guacamole consistency. Some nice mashed avocado. Look at that. Look at that. It's nice. It's good. It's ready. So step 2 is we are going to add, I guess, step 7? I don't know. I wasn't counting. Anyways, we have this nice thinly cut cilantro and really minced onion. Like just nice, really itty bitty pieces. Because we don't want it to be like hella onion. We just want to kind of snuggle up to it. Just like a little bit. So it's probably about like a tablespoon of minced onion. And then however much cilantro your heart desires, because that is the game we play. Cilantro is like chocolate chips, unless you have that awful gene where cilantro tastes like soap. It's not my fault that God hates you. Anyways, I don't even know what I was talking about. So, a lot of cilantro, about a tablespoon of onion, just to add flavor, and we're just gonna mix that in. We didn't add that at first because we don't want to get like, we don't want to mash our onion. We don't want to mash our cilantro. We still want to have that cilantro onion consistency. Oh yeah. And that's it. That's what you do. That's it. Look at that. Quarantine guacamole. There's no way to fit quarantine and guacamole into the same word to make it a pun. In case you were wondering. If you have any ideas, leave a comment. I don't know about y'all, but this quarantine's got me like starting to like think about ways I can reinterpret like scenes from The Shining. For artistic value, obviously. But, you know, out here, making my margaritas, making my guacamole, it keeps me going. And hopefully it will keep you going. And maybe you'll make your own guacamole and margaritas. So, I need to show you how good the guacamole is by eating it in front of your face, which just goes against everything I've ever known. You know, eating in front of people's faces. Just sounds rude, but we're gonna do it. So I have chips. Corn chips. I had a joke, like corn tortilla chips? I don't know. That sounds weak. But here we go. Yeah. Yeah. That's good, guys. It's really good. It's almost as if I was in a public place enjoying my life. Not in quarantine. Now that you've all witnessed my existential crisis, make sure that you're all staying safe, washing your hands, quarantining yourselves, and making guacamole and margaritas. This margarita is what's going to get me through the next couple hours at least, maybe the next few days, we'll see.